Alo alo. Alo. Rồi mic bây giờ. Alo alo lên chưa nhỉ? Ok, hello anh em nhá. Hôm nay tiếp tục ôi ôi ôi. Thế. Hôm nay tiếp tục Genshin Impact nhá. Sắp sửa có livestream 6.5 rồi đấy. Bây giờ vẫn chưa xong được cái Quân Not Cry đây. Ok, hôm nay tiếp tục câu chuyện của anh rerir đẹp dai nhá. Tiếp tục là bài ca không nguyệt bản 4 đi ca anh trong tài đều là lời tiên tri. Ok, vào luôn cho nóng nhá. Giờ cũng muộn rồi, không nhanh lại không nhanh lại không chưa kịp đâu. Phần hôm trước hay hết. Phần hôm trước là đang cùng Alekino để lấy lại cái công nguyệt để đem về tăng sức mạnh cho Colombia. Sang phần hôm nay là đầy đủ sức mạnh rồi. Colombia full 3% rồi. Tôi đạt đầy đủ bị chữa lạnh Ririn thôi. Cái này to quá nhỉ. Rồi. Ok, chờ cấp cứu các anh phát ca nào.
Do you think the others are making good progress? Oh, hey look! They made it back as well!
Tối đã lạnh lạnh nhỉ. Qua thực áo vào đây.
Prince! Lama! How did it all go?
All is well, thank you. Nefer and Yehoda,
I ran into Miss Inefa and Miss Aino on the way.
you seem rather cheerful.
I certainly am. I achieved what I set out to do, and fighting alone can get quite tedious. But I had the good fortune to run into a pair of brave young warriors.
Đội tiếp viện của Mostat đến rồi đấy.
We meet again.
Albedo.
How have you been?
Albedo!
Mời cả giả kim thuật Albedo tới đây à?
That would be a natural assumption to make.
These two courageously lent me a hand while I was
Ca này
fighting
căng
a
nhỉ?
wild hunt.
Gọi hết cả anh em đến luôn.
When they told me they were, and given how people of outstanding talent tend to cross paths,
So, who's your travel buddy, Albedo?
Why don't you come and introduce yourself?
Durin, cậu bé Durin.
a gentleman of few words, I see.
It's nice to meet you again.
Wait a sec!
Durin.
That's right. It's me. I'm glad to see you again.
Cái này bác ca mời toàn thằng xịn nhỉ? Hết Durin, Albedo, rồi Ali, Nico
By
các
the
kiểu.
way, he says it's okay if you drop
Chung
the
gần
mini.
như tướng nào top server là mời hết rồi đấy.
Yeah, I'm not as mini as I used to be.
Không còn nhỏ nữa.
Interesting, isn't it? The first step towards blending into
Wow! You look so different!
Thank you, Paimon. And although you're as mini as ever, I understand that the mini would...
Wow! You're such a smooth...
Personally, I think when people call her Little Paimon, it's...
You're absolutely right, Miss Lama. My...
Anyway, speaking of long...
She's been catching up with old friends. Wouldn't be surprised if you stopped for a cup of tea or a chat on the way. Uh-oh.
Đây rồi, về nhắc
People
vào
are
đây.
talking about me.
Judging from your expressions, I'm guessing it all went well?
It's getting crowded here. I'll go grab some chairs.
Đến sóng gió sương ngược lấy thêm vài chiếc ghế.
No need. This is a job for an alchemist.
Không cần chị ơi.
I'll whip some up momentarily.
Albedo này chuyên gia chế tạo rồi. Muốn chế tạo người còn được nữa là ghế
Thank
chả
you for
bàn.
your hospitality, ladies and I'll be meeting Sandrone shortly, as we still have some things to discuss.
Này gọi cả Sandro đến luôn hả?
We really appreciate your help.
Này huy động toàn bộ lực lượng luôn.
I understand. Well,
Nhưng mà lực lượng này vẫn là chưa đủ, vẫn thiếu một nhân tố quan trọng nữa.
It's probably a good thing one of us left.
Are you saying we're about to run out of chairs?
Không
As
đấy
a
chắc.
matter of fact, I am.
Ok, bắt đầu vào màn 4. Ok, tiếp nào. Ôi, có cả anh đèn slave nữa. Từng đấy người chưa đủ rồi, vẫn cần thêm bánh đèn để đưa bánh nữa.
I overheard your little chit-chat outside, by the way. With Miss Columbina's call, though, it looks like we have another new face. Someone else managed to rope in a...
Frankly, you and Paimon are the only people I know here.
This here is Deanslip, colleague of Tibet's greatest guide.
Được, có Paimon vô duyên thế, anh đang định giới thiệu nhảy vào mồm anh thế à?
Traveler.
Con này.
When someone else jumps in to do the announcing, you know you're speaking to someone important.
Để người khác chủ động giới thiệu như vậy.
Let's hear what he has to say.
Note to self.
Nói chậm quá, bị Paimon này
knows
mất
your
giới thiệu
name, the
rồi.
rest of the world
Đúng
will
rồi,
soon
quá.
follow.
When he comes looking for us, it's usually something
From the looks of it, you're about to hold a meeting. If I were to say that the wild hunt is our...
As the saying goes, the enemy of my enemy is my
Cứ ở
friend.
đâu có tội nhân là
Mr.
đánh qua anh đúng không?
Dainsleff,
Anh thủ
there's a
vào tội nhân
seat
đấy
with
đó.
your... Though, I can't promise the same for everyone else. Hey, Albedo, think you can rustle up a couple more chairs?
Mẹ, Albedo giả kim thuật về chuyên tạo người, tạo rồng rồi bắt làm ghế này à?
After all this time apart, Grandmaster Varka's first order is to rustle up a couple more chairs.
Is he being sarcastic?
Hey, he's your brother. Why are you asking us?
I've still got a lot to learn about the nuances of human
Bé
conversation.
này mới đẻ chả hiểu gì.
Trying to
Oh, good point. Paimon gets you now. Don't sweat it. There are people who...
Lai.
I wonder what's taking me for so long.
Perhaps you should go and check in with her. If anyone can hurry her along, it's you.
I just got back from the curatorium. Besides, aren't you curious to see what's taking her
Bắt
so
đầu đụng đẩy
long?
nhau đấy. Đụng đẩy nhau đi gặp chị Nefer đấy.
Miss Nefer doesn't strike me as the type to share secrets. And since gathering intel is under such circumstances, would it not be tactless for me to impose?
Anh nói khéo thế.
But it's fine for me to impose.
À.
What can I say? You have an unrivaled ability to garner people's affection, Miss Moonchanter. Besides,
Hơn nữa cả hai đều là nữ
you have
giới.
far more in common with her than I do.
Dạ, nó rất thẳng thắn.
All right then.
Thôi, chị Lauma chịu rồi. Lôi cả giới tính ra đây nói gì cãi sao được. Mày phải đi thôi. Khổ thân chị Hiêu, chân dài đi lại suốt.
Impressive. She barely fought back at all. I admire your powers of persuasion, my friend.
Cô ấy đi thật kìa, không trách anh nữa.
As I'm sure Miss
Kiểu
Lau
mấy
will
mà đệ
realize
với nhau
soon
nhỉ, hay lắm
enough,
kiểu này.
the trick in life is to always pitch in with other people's response.
Another trick is to simply hide in the background.
Spoken like a true sage.
Anyway, looks like
Kiểu
we've
như
got
hồi
some
mấy
time
đứa
to
con
kill
trai rồi
before
sống
the
gái
meeting.
nhỉ.
Feel free to chat amongst yourselves.
You're both awfully quiet. Have either of you ever had your portrait painted?
Chân dung chưa?
That sounds like a lovely idea.
I dabble occasionally.
He's an excellent painter. Tables, chairs, people.
I'm flattered.
If I ever get the chance.
I'll bear that in mind. Anyway,
Oh, whatever style feels
very well.
You can replicate any style I want.
I can try. If you show me.
Thank you. In that case.
Lên.
Is there something you'd like...
Yeah! For starters, why'd you just show up here?
If you think back to our previous interactions, you may recall that that's hardly out of character for
Tới
me.
là tới mà.
You do have a point there. Oh yeah! You'll need to find somewhere to stay the night too, right?
Đông người để
Wanna
giảm
tag
giá
along
đây.
with us?
Thế là
Sure. Let's do that.
Great! Paimon! And in return, we can get Dainsleff to be our very own personal bodyguard.
Cho nghe anh về là vệ sĩ hả? Trước là vệ sĩ cho anh trai, bây giờ là vệ sĩ cho em gái luôn.
If that's what you had in mind, you should have said so sooner. I'd be happy to...
Oh, okay then. Anyway, since we're all here together,
Indeed.
Indie, ok.
Truth be told, I can't remember the last time.
You're not alone there, my friend. The light keep...
I don't doubt that. I've only ever met two Ratniki, one being you, and the other being that
Luga.
young guy.
Itlua is a good apple. I'll give him that.
Con 4 sao hả?
He's kind, honest, and regularly delivers supplies.
So you're what? A fake Ratnik? Come on, why the awkward silence?
Sorry. I'm not even gonna bother.
Lại im rồi.
Now that was an awkward silence.
Đúng hai kiểu người hướng nội nói chuyện với
Let's
nhau
just
nhỉ.
keep this between ourselves. Probably best if Eloa doesn't.
That goes without saying. Got
Anyone else in the know? Let me guess.
It's dangerous being too sharp for one's own good, you know.
Then, in the name of the Animo Archon Barbados himself.
When we went for drinks, you said that you and Barbados were practically best buds.
Cái tội say rượu cơ.
Of course. Just as long as you don't go spreading around the fact that I'm close with Barbados, all right?
Đừng nói với anh như vậy.
Fair enough then.
Kia. Hai anh tấu hai phết rồi. Rồi, hai chị đẹp chân dài tới rồi. Sao lại dỗ nhau rồi à?
Ah, Miss Nefer. You made it after all. But what about Yehoda?
I'm here to give you an update on how things are going on our end. Once this is over...
Huh. So much for just this once.
Not so loud! We're on a roll!
Did you say something?
Huh? I didn't say anything. Right, Flints?
Must have been a frog. They get so noisy
Chắc anh
around
kêu
here at
rồi.
nighttime.
Hai
It's
anh
like
hiểu
they're
ý nhau
putting on
thế.
a concert
Một
in
ông
the
Tung với ông
background.
Ứng. Này nhớ tới cái gì? Ông Cò với cả ông Hiêu ở bên
Anyway,
nhỉ?
before we begin, there's a few introductions. First up, we have Miss Lauma. As Nefer is leading the investigation into rerir's background. Over here, we have Mr. Flint's, a Ratnik and guardian of the abandoned light. For those of you who've never met, this is Mr. Albedo. Next up, we have the Moon Maiden and former Then we have the Traveler, who's earned more titles than I could possibly hope to list out, so I'll spare you the rundown. And Paimon, the ultimate travel companion and quite possibly the best.
Whoa! That's a lot of people!
1,
Great
2, 3,
turnout.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 10 người. Mẹ, gần 10 người, chưa kể con Alekino đến 11, con Sandro đến 12. 12 người đập nhau với thằng
Miss
rerir.
Nefer, it looks like you might have another job coming your way. So, congratulations.
You think I haven't got enough on my hands as it is?
That would be me, Miss Nefer.
Đấy.
I have a commission for you.
And you are?
Who I am doesn't matter right now. What do-
Well, it's not as if we never take on anonymous commissions. But in your case, I'll have to decline.
It's my eyes, isn't it?
Conrian, I assume. And what's with the mask? Are you trying to hide your identity? In any case, the fact that you're...
My name is Dainsleif. And yes, I am from Conria. As I'm sure you're aware.
Really? Then you must have been quite an influential figure yourself.
You flatter me, but none of that matters anymore. My point was...
So you're both from Conria, and it sounds like you used to be friends. What am I missing here? Surely...
I'll tell you everything I know. The history of Conria, the names... I have never spoken openly of this before. But the truth was exactly as people say.
Tống đại tham vọng khiến họ sa ngã.
The 5 sinners were each driven by their own desire. The visionary,
Tiên tri,
Vedafenir,
anh trai đúng
who
không?
wished to foretell the future. The wise,
Tiên giả,
Haroptatir,
người nắm tri thức,
who sought limitless knowledge. Gold,
Gold,
Rhine-daughter,
phát sáng tạo,
who desired to create life.
kỵ sĩ cực ác à?
The foul,
The
Servologi, who
Theo đuổi sức mạnh
pursued
thượng.
supreme strength. And last, but not least, Raker of Solnari,
Kẻ
Rerir,
kẻ điên cuồng, khám phá bất
Ravager
tận.
of the Moon.
Anh này lại là người vì tình đúng không? Mấy thằng kia vì sức mạnh, vì tri thức, vì tương lai, vì sáng tạo, và anh này vì tình.
Of the 5, Rerir is the only one who remains a mystery to me. He never harbored grand ambitions.
Anh ta chưa từng nghĩ về mục tiêu
So
xa
what
vời, thế tại sao
changed
thì
in the
trong một đêm
space
thay
of a
đổi hoàn toàn?
In other words, you're saying that his change came as a shock to you? And you have...
That's right.
Đúng rồi.
You mentioned how the Abyss tempted them, which led to their fall. But what did that look like in...
Strangely, now that it comes, the fateful night took place during the era of the Eclipse Dynasty. One day, my elder brother,
Khổ
the
thế.
visionary, Vedafenir,
Sau đó anh ta bị hắc
was
vương
summoned
mù
to
hai
the
mắt,
palace
bốc
by
bổng.
the Vinster
Và anh-
King. only for the king to gouge out his eyes and cast him into the dark. When I came to hear of this, my fury knew no bounds. I gathered together every centuries on. The memories of that night still haunt me like I never. But then I was betrayed. Even Vedafenir, the very person I had come to rescue.
So, it's personal after all. Then tell me, Mr. Dainsleif, what price are you willing to pay?
I cannot say what price would be worthy of such a commission. But know this, Rerir was not always a madman. Believe it or not, uncovering the truth of Rerir's past is the only way to unravel this mystery. But before you decide if you will accept...
Sounds pretty good to me. Feels like we just flagged down a random passerby, only to discover he's actually a master strategist who has a score to settle with our enemy.
Đều là do tôi thích giúp đỡ người ta đấy, đúng rồi. Nếu có tôi với tối này đấy.
Can I borrow your halo? It could be useful in the lighthouse.
Anh Flynn nhận định ác thế. Hào quang của nhà lữ hành lại thật đấy, cho tôi bức hình của cô nhé. Tôi để nó trong ngọn hải đăng để thắp sáng cũng bùi. Anh tán gái này chết.
Hey, enough with the wisecracks. Besides, isn't that...
Relax. It was meant to be a compliment. If that was a little over the top for your liking, I'll make sure to tone it down next time.
I'll give your proposal some serious thought, Mr. Danes.
Before that, there's a few things I'd like to share.
Yeah. Tùy mặt trăng không gian sức nhật. Bạn nói rằng là tự nguyện giúp bạn. Nó nằm đây thu nhập đủ trái tim của mặt trăng.
Now that we've united the hearts of the three moons, your power should be greatly enhanced.
I believe it will take a... You've done so much for me, so I want to be completely honest with you all. Even from the moment I was born, my power has been slowly ebbing away. So far, I have yet to find a solution. Even so, I will do everything in my power to help you drive out the Recruiter. Defeating the rerir of Sonari will be no easy task. While my strength slowly recovers.
Naturally. We should take all the help we can get if
We've considered several viable plans now. But our choice hinges on the answers to a few key questions. Is it even possible to kill Rerir? What experience has shaped given Albedo's expertise in alchemy, I think we should leave him to try and answer the first of these questions.
Understood.
As for the other two, I'm afraid we'll have to count on you again, Miss Nefer.
So you're placing all your hopes on me,
Lần này là đến chị Nefer cánh tim rồi. Cái gì cũng đến tay chị hết. Từ tin tình báo đến điều tra rerir, tất cả đều đóng vào chị rồi.
We can't thank you enough for agreeing to help us.
You sure have a talent for changing your tune, Miss Moonjanter.
Lúc kẻ văn vở đi Flynn.
Timid like Yehoda one moment, then Flintz's insincere flattery the next.
Ladies, please. I must object to your portrayal of me. That's all. Feel free.
I almost don't want to leave this room.
I have faith in you, Miss Nefer. So,
Oh? And what makes you so
this isn't about the money. I can sense that you've got a deep-seated distaste for Rerir.
Look at them getting along so well.
And I'm the one they accuse of insincere flattery. There is no justice.
Miss Lama, you have to understand something.
Is that right? Well, maybe the fact that I'm willing to put my hopes in...
Anyway, we've got our plan, so let's get moved. Mr. Dainsleif, let's talk. And travel.
This whole experience is teaching me a lot. For instance, I now know that when other issues come up in the future, I'll have far more luck getting Lauma to convince Miss Nefer than trying to do it myself.
Có ý tưởng mới khi có vấn đề để Lauma thuyết phục Nefer, để hai chị đẹp thuyết phục nhau hả? Ôi thế.
Hate to say it, friend, but that...
Why? You think I've got it wrong?
Quite the opposite. But what makes it so hilarious is...
tiếp tục đi vào đầu thằng kia thôi. Tiếp tục truy cập tâm lý, truy cập
Thank you for waiting.
It's okay. We actually...
That's very considerate. Now, I trust you share my curiosity about... We spoke at some length after the meeting. He was the one who suggested I should invite you to join this.
Dane has a lot of faith in us, that's for sure.
Likewise. I appreciate that you got right on board without interrogating me about why I invited you. It shows that you trust me to explain everything.
That's because we know what you're capable of.
That's one way to put it. All right. So here's how it is. The reason I've gathered you all here is to ensure my safety during the proceedings. I think of this as a diving expedition into someone's brain. Once the ceremony begins, we will all be spying on privileged information. But lastly, any individuals of a weaker constitution are advised not to partake in the ceremony. In any case...
Well, good luck, everyone!
There's a little more to it than that. I was being serious when I said you have a job to do. In the event that something goes wrong, you will be our first responder.
I second that. This is a dangerous So, Paimon's like...
Good. Please, take a seat.
So, did Mr. Dainsliff tell you anything else?
He told me that he believes rerir kept some big secrets in his life.
But surely you're not planning to go through with it.
If you think that, you'd be overestimating me. But I do have my own professional reasons for taking this job. You think I'd turn down the opportunity to get a first-hand glimpse?
Well, as long as you don't let...
You're such a killjoy.
You're such a killjoy. Rất là nhạt.
All right, I'm good to...
All set over here, too. Promise, Paimon, you'll be extra careful.
All right. Let's close your eyes.
Nhắm mắt là được.
Phew. Could this be his office? Pretty standard setup. Bookshelf. According to Dainsliff, rerir used to be an intelligence operative. Is this where you keep your secrets, rerir? A file tucked inside a folder. The title, it's... But at this stage, I have no idea who any of...
Chắc là danh sách để thi tớ.
Wonder what kind of encryption technique this is. Aha. It's an...
Please, hear me out. I can't shake this feeling that someone's been spying on our house. I saw someone dressed in all black. It was a couple of days back, but...
There's a note in the margin. Surveillance of the Runfather residence has concluded. Could the voice in the recording belong to one of rerir's target? Bookshelves full of documents. Looks like these are all files. The Crimson Moon Dynasty preceded the eclipse. Since rerir worked... Yep. Lines up big... A box containing a ring. Must be for his girlfriend.
Gương anh nhỉ? Nhập tâm để kể chuyện không cái gương nữa.
Time to wade through them just like usual.
Này, các cảnh tốt đấy. Di chuyển ở góc nhìn thôi hả?
Male, 51. Occupation, cook. Confirmed Crimson Moon descendant.
Đấy.
Has maintained frequent contact. Neutralized.
Thôi rồi. Vậy. Ok.
This one should be archived under
Hay hết,
purged
cách thể hiện hay
targets.
chứ nhỉ? Cái kiểu mình được vào vai, chính vào vai của rerir luôn. Đối tượng đã xử lý.
Female, 23. Occupation, office clerk. Confirmed Crimson Moon descendant. Neutralized.
Thằng này giết nhiều người thế.
Another one for purged targets. Sounds like she was that other man's daughter. Never mind.
Giết cả bố cả con luôn.
Male, 40. Occupation, teacher. Neutralized on... Just another nobody for the archive. Come to think of it, I remember surveilling this man. A case like his never would have been considered a priority in the past.
Bắt đầu thấy có vẻ có nghi ngờ rồi hả?
Female, 16. Occupation, none. Neutralized on... Filed. I have no recollection of this girl. None whatsoever. She doesn't seem to be anyone important. But then again, how many of them really are?
Xong rồi thì gặp ra chưa? Anh này bắt đầu nghi ngờ rồi. Đấy có vẻ vua nó điên quá, nó bắt giết hết mọi người một cách vô lý rồi. 13 tuổi.
Female, 13. Occupation, none. Neutralized and... Filed.
Hay nhỉ, nó thể hiện cái thay đổi tâm lý của thằng rerir này qua từng bức ảnh một. Tốt.
Male, 11. Occupation, none. Neutralized.
Mệt mỏi. Ôi, thằng này còn bé hơn nữa này. 6 tuổi.
Male, 6. Occupation, none.
Bắt đầu quá đáng rồi đấy.
Orphan and confirmed Crimson Moon descendant.
Trẻ 6 tuổi thì làm sao mà làm mối đe
Poses a
dọa gì
threat to
được.
the dynasty.
It's funny, isn't it? Your job is becoming both harder and easier at the same time, depending on how you look at it. Sooner or later, the Crimson Moon descendants will be completely wiped out. But as their numbers dwindle, they become harder and harder to track down.
That's not how it is.
Fortunately, however, most of the able-bodied adults have already been taken care of. The remaining
Bắt đầu nghe tiếng vực sâu rồi đấy. Nghe tiếng vực sâu rồi đấy.
easy to deal with.
Bắt đầu về vực sâu thao túng rồi đấy. No. Không.
No. My job is to ensure the survival of the Eclipse Dynasty. And the only way to do that is by eliminating any and all potential threats.
Yeah, okay.
It's a perfectly legitimate line of work. Every single one of my colleagues can attest to my fairness. And if my friends were aware of the facts, I know they'd back me up too. Assuming, of course, that they were aware of all the facts.
Bắt đầu có cô sống lòng rồi. Hay quá.
Can't hide the truth.
Ở đây vẫn đá rồi à?
It all adds up.
Mr. Vedifilnir? It's been quite some time since we...
Rerir, I trust you're here.
Forgive me. I wasn't tuning out, it's just, tell me. Does someone in your
It is indeed within my power to foresee certain things.
I was just thinking. It won't be long before I'll...
That isn't a lie, but nor is it a fact. Ever since that day we met for drinks...
Does it feel good? Knowing how the future will unfold.
I'm afraid the notions of good and bad fail to capture the complexity of what such a... You fear my silence, and long to hear...
That's right.
You must have noticed my reluctance to broach the subject. And the reason is simple. Because the truth could never have lived up to your hopes.
Đúng rồi, tôi rất là không nói ra.
The burden of prophecy was never meant for your shoulders.
Yeah.
So who exactly do you deem worthy to hear your prophecies? None but our exalted king?
Chỉ có vua hay sao?
Or rather, our king as he once was.
Là bệ hạ của trước đây. Bệ hạ của lúc chưa bị điên hả?
You're closer to his majesty than I am. You must know.
You say that as though it is to my benefit. Yet precisely because of that, I dare not speak rashly. A king can turn...
You are so wise and far-sighted, yet still you would have me live in fear of the
You make a fair point. It's very well then. Let me offer you some advice. And I say this not as a prophet or a visionary, but simply as the brother of your friend. For many reasons, there is very little chance of your marriage ending in happiness.
Quyền rất
If
hay, cuộc
happiness
hôn nhân
is
của
what
cậu
you seek,
sẽ khó có kết thúc hạnh
you
phúc.
should find another
Nếu muốn hướng đến một cái
fiancé.
kết quả hậu, hãy thay đổi đối tượng kết hôn đi. Mẹ hỏi. Tiên tri cái này khó rồi. Câu khó rồi. Mẹ tiên tri cái này đi ăn thầy bói mà nói thế này dễ bị ăn đấm đấy
There's
nhá.
that same black fog again. Could this memory belong to Thelindis? Guess I'd better tread carefully.
Gót giày đánh nhau à?
Wait. Hear me out. This time we finally... His name is rerir. And he claimed...
What did you...
A cruel irony, isn't it?
Why are you telling...
Simple. It's I want you to kill him. You are the only person he would never suspect.
No, absolutely not. I would...
So you'll just stand by and watch him slaughter us to the last. Do not forget that the blood of the Crimson...
The blood of the Crimson Moon? What does that matter now? You think that alone is reason enough for me to throw away every...
Why wouldn't it be? You two were once a child of the Crimson Moon, just like me. Don't tell me you've never felt so much as a flicker of fury for the way we were trampled into the dust.
As long as you promise to abandon this pipe dream of restoring your dynasty, I can try to persuade him. Or have...
Persuade the Vinster King? Do you even know why he's so obsessed with hunting us down? Why he keeps trying to force us to hand over our secrets over and over again? Or why we refuse to give up on restoring the dynasty? The Vinster King. A blind fool. His eyes clouded by powers from beyond this world. A petty little man with a miser's heart. And he dares to sit upon the throne? Mark my words. Sooner or later, Conria will fall. And it will be his doing. If you can't bring yourself to do it, so be it. Just you watch. It won't be long before calamity descends upon us all.
The rerir of Solnari. That really is quite a secret, but who am I to talk? Am I really any better? I've kept my own past a secret. This love should be built on honesty. But ours was born from love. Is it really so wrong to hide things that were on? Vedifulnir must have known all this. And that's why he made his prophecy. But I won't just sit by and watch this disaster unfold, no matter who I have to face.
Was that you who just walked past the window? Doesn't it give you the chills that he still takes the same road to work every day, as if nothing ever happened?
Those people at the deli.
Enough already. They're clearly pretty taken by their own disguises, so just smile and play along. Pull the rug from under beasts like that, and you'll risk having your throat torn out.
Delhi? Oh. They're talking about those people from the opposition. Right. I'd almost forgotten they used to run a deli. People of no consequence always vanish so easily. And no one even remembers them.
Là tiếc của Thorodin nữa à?
But surely you can see he's not the man he pretends to be. So many have died already. We're not going to survive this,
Cử
are
con
we?
đến thuyết phục con này.
But why does it have to be this way? Do we really deserve to die just because of the blood that runs through our veins? Felindis, are you...
Sorry, Freether. My mind... I heard you, though. You're talking... He's just following the king's orders. He's a secret agent, and it's his job to hunt down rebels and dissidents.
By the time you first met him, he'd already taken lives. Maybe he was using you from the very...
No. Rerir has no idea I have anything to do with the Crimson. Truth be told, apart from my teacher, pretty much no one knows.
But as Orlog said, who could possibly talk sense into that raving lunatic of a king?
Nói chung tất cả tại thằng vua điên đúng không? Như kiểu ở trong Game of Thrones ấy, tất cả tại thằng vua bị thần kinh. Sắp mưa rồi. Ok, tiếp nào.
I'll work something out. Trust me, I'm with you all. But don't forget that Rerir is an Eclipse operative. For now, don't come looking for me.
If even you can't escape this, what hope do the rest of us have?
I won't speak in his defense. Nor can I get here. Hold on to this. If an opportunity to escape presents itself, take it. You'll be glad you took some spare change.
You call that change?
I've got a job, and there's still money coming in. But you can't go anywhere right now. Please think about yourself for once.
Chạy làm sao được đâu. Câu chuyện ở Candelia này là tăm tối ghê nhỉ.
Another day, another round of assassination training. Training ground is just beyond this hidden passageway.
When you kill a person, doesn't it bother you when you end up covered in their blood?
Why would it? Aren't we all just walking blood bags?
But not everyone is accustomed to hunting down others like prey. You've been a hunter for so long now, you seem to have forgotten that most people don't just go around killing one another.
Bắt đầu bị vực sâu thao túng rồi.
Leave me alone.
Bắt đầu bị vực sâu chú ý rồi.
Make sure you have a firm grip on the handle. Then choose your angle well. Keep your movements light and brisk. And the prey won't sense a thing.
I doubt that. I'll bet no one's ever died of quiet death at your hands.
I work clean. No traces.
That doesn't make it open and above board, though. The king just happens to need you right now. What he doesn't.
That won't happen.
He's changed. Ever since he fell into the spell of that power. In the beginning,
bắt đầu chỉ yêu cầu diệt trừ một vài kẻ có tội, bây giờ bắt chết hết.
The ones I've dealt with have always been guilty, and I've carried out my work flawlessly.
No more lies.
No more lies. Nào, có cái đoạn hay nha. Đoạn này nó thể hiện. Tất cả hình nhân dừng lại hết này. Ồ, đổ lại hết thành người này. Toàn trẻ con luôn ạ. Các bạn nhỉ? Toàn trẻ con luôn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. hai cái này. Đi bên nào đây? Phải đi. Hay nhỉ, cái đoạn này mẹ thao túng tâm lý hay thế.
Do you still remember
Giúp
Orlog?
địch nhân trong nó thì thầm những lời đen tối vào đấy. Xong đổi thành hình một trẻ con.
Orlog.
Mẹ thao túng tâm lý cơ này thì
The
làm sao
boy
nổi.
who was pretending to sell flowers. You spoke for quite a while, didn't...
Yes, we did. What about him?
Cậu ấy to rồi chứ sao?
He was arrested 2 days ago.
Yeah.
He...
À, chuyện này bi kịch quá.
I just don't get it. After everything he's done, why do you still stand by him? Or does it mean nothing to you that people keep dying?
No, that's not... Just hear me out.
I need to go now, Thelindis. They're looking for us. If you ever need a place to hide, come find us.
Author Thelindis. Over the course of this week, the research object was subjected to interference. All subjects of observation that were sent inside have now... The situation within is proving more problematic than in... No progress whatsoever. What now? Things are getting worse by the day. I have to find a way or... But I... If all this research comes to nothing, what then? Sooner or later, it'll be my neck on the line. But could he really bring himself to kill me?
Yeah.
No. Surely he wouldn't have the heart.
Chà, có chuyện hay ghê. Cách kể chuyện rất hay. Vậy đấy. Đoạn này nó thể hiện cho tâm trí đang bị đảo lộn đấy.
Why won't you just let us go? We don't even know each other. All we want is to live ordinary, peaceful lives.
You want to live?
À, đoạn này cái chuyện hay quá nhỉ. Cho hành lang màu đỏ, cho khung cảnh quay đi để đổi chiều, hay quá. Nhạc nghe nó rất não nề luôn.
Yes. I just want to go on living.
Tôi chỉ muốn sống thôi.
Is that really such an unforgivable crime?
You want to go on living. I want to keep living too. To keep living forever. That's why I have no choice but to continue on the path I'm on. If only some savior would suddenly swoop down and change the way the world is. Too bad that's not going to happen.
Hay quá nhỉ? Xâm nhập tâm trí Eri hay quá.
Imagine that. If there really were such a person, you and I wouldn't be standing here like this, would we?
Cái thằng Eri này cũng mong chờ một người nào đó để giải phóng nó không phải làm việc này nữa đúng không? Câu chuyện này hơi nặng đấy.
Today's files are in. Time to wade through them just like usual. No, I don't get tired of it. It's my job. And not only am I lucky to have it, I'm good at it too.
Rồi sao?
Wait.
Đúng chị người yêu luôn đúng không?
Thelindis?
Biết ngay mà. Giờ làm sao anh?
No. No. Why? But you bear no mark of the Crimson Moon. How could you possibly have anything to do with them? It cannot be. Diluted bloodline. Carefully concealed. I see it now. What a fool I've been. Numbing myself with talk of justice. Even imagining my friends would back me up.
Thằng này làm việc này là phải luôn luôn tự trấn an bản thân.
Irminsul. Finster King! How far are you going to take this? From the direct bloodline to secondary offshoots? And then what?
Từng người có dòng máu, từng người lai cũng bị luôn. Rồi sau đó thì sao đây? Vua điên à?
Today it's the descendants of the Crimson Moon. Who will it be tomorrow? Will you not rest until everyone down here is dead? No. This cannot go on. This is where it ends.
Dừng lại đây thôi. Tại vì thế này anh dừng lại đấy chứ.
You're really letting me go?
I am. As long as you can guarantee that no one will find you.
Bắt đầu thay đổi tha ra cho con bé này rồi đấy.
Don't worry, I'll be extra careful. No, but if you let me go, you won't be able to complete your mission.
Good point. In that case...
No, please! I just want to see the outside world again.
Go on living?
Yes. I know you're a man of your word.
If I let you leave, what will become of me? Just kidding. Go, now. But remember, don't let anyone know you were caught. We'll be seeing each other again very soon if you do.
Even shadows in the dark must live by a code.
You've been whispering in my ear for days now, Vedavulnir. What are you trying to do? Break me down?
Thằng này tưởng lời của thằng Veronia nhưng thực ra không phải, đây là lời của vực sâu.
I only say this because you long for an answer to your problems. Let her go, rerir, or you risk losing everything.
I will not abandon the Lin.
Then you'll need a little more vigilance and a lot more power. The world is changing. Keep your eyes peeled for the moment of opportunity.
The voice used to be so unclear. But now I know exactly. He won't tell me how to actually resolve any of this, but he keeps trying to manipulate me like a puppet. What's his game here?
Không phải anh ta đâu, đổ thừa cho anh Vét rồi. Cái này là vực sâu đấy anh ơi.
Tell me then. What will this moment of opportunity and no answer.
So, the Eclipse Dynasty was purging, well, massacring the descendants of the Crimson Moon. The king's obsession with abyssal power left the future of Conria hanging in the balance. And it looks like this Thelindis, Rerir's would-be fiancé, herself belonged. It almost defies belief that a couple like them could hide the truth from each other. And why does Vedderfanir, Daneslif's older brother, keep talking in Rerir's head? The human mind is like a vast desert of shifting sands. When you follow the flow of someone's memories, time for something a bit more creative. We've been inside Rerir's mind this whole time. There's already enough clues on the board to start reading between the lines and mapping out the route. Now, we can finally begin to put the pieces together. Sure, it'll only be a reconstruction, part simulation, part reasoning, but it's usually, once we've built up a cognitive profile, we just need to cross-check the logic behind his actions. And then we'll be able to take a sneak peek at whatever it is that Rerir has really been hiding.
Bắt đầu vào kể chuyện đấy. Dùng các con cờ để thay cho các nhân vật. Thằng này chắc là gì đó.
Rerir, are you there?
Đây slip à? Gì đây? Ok, hiểu rồi. Phải dùng quân cờ để di chuyển. Anh nhầm ạ. Anh nhầm nút. Chưa quen được cái này.
Hey, Rerir! Come out, it's urgent!
Dane? What's wrong?
Hay nhỉ? Nó kể chuyện theo cách này nó không lộ mặt các nhân vật quan trọng ra nhỉ? Nó cũng không lộ quang cảnh của cái vùng đất này ra, mà vẫn kể câu chuyện.
Quick, come with me.
Dùng các quân
I'll
cờ để
explain
thay.
everything once we've met up with the others.
Okay, I'll come. But the Lindis is still open.
All right then, but make it...
Nên là này đang
I've
tập
never
hợp.
seen Dane so worked up before. Whatever this is,
Nên là này đang tập
it
hợp
must
mọi
be
người để
big
đi
trouble.
cứu anh trai đấy. Sau cùng tất cả để phản bội đi. Anh nhầm nút. Sang lên. Thanh kiếm và đầu sừng.
Well, this is a nice change, meeting you all at this hour. When men and women of ambition can speak face to face in broad daylight, I say that's a big step forward for our dear Conria.
Cái này là gâu đúng không? Cái này là chế tạo ra Albedo đây.
Don't be ridiculous. We do not fear the day. Why would we seek refuge in the night?
Syntology.
You might ask your blade that same question. I'm told it prefers the cover of darkness. The word on the street is that Sertology only strikes when he has an unfair advantage. But that is patently false. I see you're missing an arm and a leg. Surely only a fair fight could explain that.
Đánh nhau trên phố và bị mất tay chân à?
If this is your way of offering me replacement limbs, believe me, I'll take them.
Oh, we can certainly discuss that. With bioalchemy, anything is possible. Assuming I have your full support in my research.
Mất tay mất chân và đang nhờ con này làm tay chân hậu.
Lunatic.
Những điên cuồng mà.
Raptatir. What brings you here?
Raptatir là kiểu hiền giả đúng không? Kiến thức gì cũng biết.
Why, Dainsleif, of course. He invited me. Please, cast aside your apprehensions, Miss Rhindaughter. Whatever the rumors may say, I am but a humble servant of the king, and I can assure you he affords me no greater convenience than he does you.
Well, the Universitas Magistrorum won't stop fawning over you, so at least some of the rumors must be true. You're clearly doing well for yourself, so drop the humble servant act. It endears you to... You're president of the Universitas Magistrorum, the chief royal mage known as the Wise by royal appointment, and by far the most favored among the four pillars of Conria.
Cũng là nhân vật nhất trong bốn trụ cột. Bốn trụ cột là một nhà pháp sư đúng không? 2 là tiên tri, 3 là con gâu này, 4 là Statology.
Vice President Veit doesn't even try to hide his envy when he sees you.
4 trụ cột của triều đình Canada cuối cùng bỏ ra vực sâu hết.
My success is the product of hard work and good luck. It's as simple as that. Were the king not such an extremist, I hardly, of course, no job is without its gripes. Serving a king like ours can be a challenging task, as I'm sure you can imagine. And as for Efterveit, in missing out on the presidency, he's dodged a mountain of stress.
You're all here. I apologize for the short notice, but it was an emergency.
You must be Rerir.
Rerir.
Mr. Sertologi. Yes, I handled your case file during your sentencing. Nothing personal, of course. I'm pleasantly surprised that you remember me.
You're clearly a person of substance if you've been invited here. But Dainsleif, you'd better have a very good reason for convening this little gathering.
It's my brother, Vedofenir. After he spoke at the court this morning, the king was so infuriated by his words that he had him blinded in both eyes and thrown in prison.
Vedofenir in prison? Strange. I thought the king trusted him and Heroptatir more than anyone else. Does this mean the king's circle of trust just got even smaller?
It has nothing to do with trust. It's about what the king wants, which is as clear as day to anyone paying attention. I simply appease him, because it's in the best interests of the Universitas Magistrorum.
And also because you're slimy. Vedofenir, perhaps less so. But still, a visionless visionary? It rather inclines me to think that qualifications are not what get you ahead in Conria.
Do you honestly think this is an important discussion to be having right now?
Dane, what do you plan?
Rescue Vedofenir, I assume.
Correct. It will mean storming the palace by force.
That's far too dangerous. And don't forget, Dainsleif, you're captain of the Royal Guard. You've
been planning this for a while.
I have no desire to commit treason. But whatever critique the king may have of Vedofenir, disfiguring your most loyal subject for putting the best interests of his court and nation first, this is not the conduct of a wise ruler. My blade will force the king to see the error of his ways.
So, Vedofenir's prophecy enraged the king. I'm sure it wasn't what he wanted to hear, but if he won't take counsel even from the visionary, the extent of his majesty's madness is now all too clear. The question is, how does a man like me get out of this situation unscathed? You have noble ambitions, Dane, but I'm afraid they don't do much for a guy like me. I'm not interested in saving the world. All I want is a letter of pardon.
Thằng rerir này nó luôn nghĩ mình là người bình thường thôi, thì không phù hợp với những cái ý tưởng cáo cả như này.
A letter of pardon? For whom? Thelindis? The chances of the Vinster King issuing a pardon...
Bây giờ phải tránh những con này ra hả?
This black fog over the board must have some connection to Thelindis. Another mystery on...
Tiêu hao điểm hành động được đánh dấu để đánh bại quân cờ phe địch. Cho đến khi điểm hành động của dần hơn sẽ được cần như vậy thì bắt đầu. Ok. Thứ hai luôn. Ok. Thiếu à? việc rồi. Sang bên này. Không đủ. Không đủ. Chẳng luôn đúng không? Chỉ một. Không đủ. À, đâm thẳng tiêu diệt nó xong thì nó không hiện lại nữa, thì mình chết luôn. Không biết à? À phải ra chỗ kia. Được chưa?
Author Thalindis. Over the course of this week, the research dating back to the Crimson Moon Dynasty has established 2 points regarding moon marrow. Firstly, its origins have something to do with a god's power. Secondly, it serves as a portal to an as-yet indeterminate location. However, there are a number of hurdles to overcome before we can answer the question of where it leads to. An enormous amount of power is then required to keep the gate open. Currently, the total power output of our instruments remains in the single digit. To make matters worse, I am now the only staff member remaining in the Moon Marrow lab. The Universitas Magistrorum recently decided to move most of it. This is not a wise move. I have always maintained that placing all our hopes in a single source of power is risky, especially one as poorly understood as this. As well, I apologize if this comes across as disrespectful. But as a Moon Marrow researcher, I desperately want to see the world beyond the gateway. If we really made it there one day, what would we find? And how would we go about taming the unknown?
Đến đấy thì có cái chết rồi bạn. Chẳng có gì ở đấy đâu. Tiếp hả? Tiếp nào.
This is for you. I heard you're gonna leave the city with your parents.
The Lindis.
I've heard nothing. Rerir got back very late last Friday, and you never saw him, and I don't know what he did. And this conversation never...
What if he finds out that you pried into his secrets?
Don't be silly. I don't know what secrets he does, or...
Are you scared of him?
I don't know. The Rerir I know doesn't match the person. Logically, I should be scared of him. But enough about that. You should get going.
What's in it?
A piece of the moon. All you need to know is that as long as you keep it safe, then in the future, everyone will be able to see a red moon.
A red moon? You mean our moon?
That's right. Our moon. Promise.
I promise, the Lindis.
The Crimson Moon bloodline will never die out. Its light, the color of blood, will become like a fire that flows in our veins.
Hóa ra chị Alexido là xuất thân từ đây đúng không? Ánh trăng màu máu sẽ hóa thành ngọn lửa cháy trong cơ thể.
No matter how long it takes.
Đây mừng chị này hả? Nhiều chướng ngại vật rồi. Rất đủ điểm. Đây hiện chân lên. Phải con ở đầu đấy trước à? 1, 2, 3, 4. Ở đủ.
Hurry, everyone, and stick to the plan.
Sir Dainsleif, what are you? Is this treason? You know what happens to those who betray the throne. Please, don't...
It is the king himself who has betrayed the throne. He has betrayed all of Conria.
If you have any love left for justice in your heart, you should join me.
It's showtime. Dane and his group will handle the troops in the palace. Then Hraptatyr and Rhindaughter will disarm the security measures. My job is to enter the prison and rescue Vedifalnir.
Yeah.
Stay safe. Wish me luck.
Wish me luck.
Look after my brother. Draw your blade. It is time for justice to prevail.
Trở lại cho hai ông đánh nhau, ông kia đi giải cứu thông tin. Lúc nào? Lên với em. Lên à? 6 trước. Đã nhầm nút. Thì nhầm đúng rồi. Cái này vấn đề là hai điểm nút. Gì E đúng cái này. Đấy cái này chưa. Đây. Để số 2 cái bẫy mình nhỉ? Đây ngược à? Bắt buộc phải tiến. Vất vả phết đấy.
This place is filthy. And the smell is abominable. Clearly, the king doesn't allow his prisoners a single shred of dignity. This is dire.
Dịch phong độ này không đúng. Dignity này không một chút nhân phẩm nào. Không một chút tôn trọng nào.
Found you. Hello, Mr. Vettelfulnir. Surprised? Oh, wait. I guess surprise isn't in the motion.
I certainly felt some surprise in the moment when I was blinded. Surprise at the king's sheer ignorance. Surprise at just how unfairly this world responds to words of earnest remonstration.
I'm curious. What did you prophesize this time?
It wasn't a prophecy. It was a word of warning. Someone had to say it. The king has forsaken all reason in pursuit of his obsessions. I simply told him that if he continues on this path, Conria will surely fall.
But he didn't listen. Worse still, he stabbed you in both. Dane asked for my help. The court is in complete chaos.
Everything is transpiring as I foresaw. Yet I am powerless to change it. Fate, I do wonder whether giving a man the power to see the future, there's nothing more for him than...
Forgive my curtness, Vettelfulnir, but the king did not suddenly turn on you today. His suspicions have been brewing for a long time. You can't have wisdom beyond the reach of your fellow man without attracting his fear and suspicion. There are things the king does not want to see. So, he doesn't want you having visions of them either. He blinded you
He wasn't entirely wrong. I did indeed lose my power to see the future. Right up until...
Until what?
Just now. I believe I saw something new.
Well, tonight could go a lot of different ways. 5 of us banded together to storm the palace, also we could rescue you.
I sense hatred in you. But also hope. A desperate hope that with the tyrant deposed, that will be the end of the story. But this is not the end. It is the beginning of a new chapter, in a whole new story. There are many men of honor and courage in this world, rerir. But you are not one of them. You're not here for justice, are you? You're here for yourself.
Cậu muốn gặp tôi chỉ vì bản thân mình thôi, chứ không phải vì chính nghĩa nào đấy, đúng không? Bọn kia đều về chính nghĩa hết, một đứa về sức mạnh, một đứa về sáng tạo, một đứa về thằng Deslat là về chính nghĩa, và thằng này đơn giản là vì muốn cùng người yêu trốn thôi, đúng không?
Is that a dagger? Interesting. Why not the polearm? It was always your weapon of choice.
With your abilities, I don't doubt that you were able to recover some of your sight. But I also doubt that you want to make an enemy of me right now.
Of course not. We're on the same side.
We could be. But I need you to be honest with me, Vedafalnir.
You mean your future?
Yes. And I know there are bigger things at stake here. A dynasty, a nation, and maybe the entire world. But forgive me, I care first and foremost about myself. I can't abandon the one I love to save myself. I just can't do it. But you see a broader picture of the future than I. You see the solutions to the biggest problems of our age. So tell me, what is my solution? What's the answer?
In matters of fate, answers are either right or wrong. What will be and what will not. Maybe you are willing to pay a certain price in the pursuit of happiness. That is the cruelest thing about fate. It is unmoved by your sacrifices.
That can't be true. I know it's your voice that I keep hearing in my head, urging me to see how the world is changing, to seek more power. You show me disaster, but you won't show me how to avoid it? Why?
My voice. In your head.
In your head. Không phải.
So, you hear it too? The voice that steals your mind, gains your trust, and drives you crazy. It turns out that we are not so different, you and I.
Vedafalnir just broke into the strangest smile I've ever seen in my life. As if he'd discovered some monumental secret.
Very well then. My advice to you is as follows. You must persevere. Whatever trials and tribulations you may face, be steadfast in the belief. For as long as you live, your story with Thelindis shall not come to an end. That is the only chance you have of fighting back against fate. It is up to you whether you believe my words. Regardless, that is all I will say on the matter. I have no right to intervene any further.
I will hold you to your word.
Thank you for setting me free. In return, I will tell...
Just then, a strange wave of energy rippled through the city.
If I were you, I would head to the Universitas.
The Universitas?
I'm sure we'll be seeing each other again very soon, Rerir.
Whatever Vedafalnir said, I didn't catch it. I didn't even help him out of the prison. There was no time to lose.
Tất cả đều gặp nhau ở vực sâu thôi. Con chuột bị hết pin à? Pin thì mới hay mà. Chuột cũ quá rồi. Hỏng hết cả. Ok. Áo rất căng thẳng chuột hả?
Monsters? Is this Rhine-daughter's doing? Or the Universitas Magistrorum? Out of my way!
Sakura swirl! Take flight!
The Universitas. That reminds me. Allegedly, the king installed secret mechanisms in the palace and around the city. But if they were ever gonna activate, it would...
Help! Help!
Hold on! Don't let them anywhere near you!
Save me! I can't!
That sounded like an explosion. So, the rumor is true? The king really went through with it? What other means does the king have at his disposal? They must run on power from the Abyss. And given it's a major center of Abyss research, anyone over at the Universitas will be in grave danger. I have...
Này chắc bệ hạ đang chờ gì đấy? Đang chờ Ether đến cứu đấy, cuối cùng Ether lại chạy đi tìm em gái đúng không? To hết rồi. Tiêu diệt ma vật. Kiểu này mà không có con hồi máu là toang đấy. Chết rồi. Cho thức ăn nha em ơi. Gặp cái con chó săn ma vật này đang đấy.
Order guide you. Stabilize.
Busted. Here comes the catch. It all adds up. A tornado. The mystery unravels. Can't hide the truth. It all adds up.
This is order. Solidify.
Gotcha. Things are about to get dicey. Can't hide the truth. Seek within. No more lies.
Kamisato art. Semetsu. Whirling snow.
I will have order.
Không có to tiền máu của kẻ giết vua, kẻ thu nhận máu. Ồ, cái vật này con giết vua à?
Gather.
Busted. Here comes the catch. Can't hide the truth. It all adds up. The deception ends here.
Take flight. Higher, higher, hands on fire. Phew. Go.
Monsters at the Universitas Magistrorum? Why? Oh no, they're coming. It's no use. The table won't hold out much longer. The weapons. Where are the weapons? Of course. All the lab equipment was upgraded after the inspection last week. I'm done for. Is anyone there? I need help!
Cứu em. Sao?
Stay back. Please stay back. Please.
What? Gì tự nhiên sáng như vậy? Rồi.
What's that?
Rerir. So the rumors about your work are true.
What? No! Listen, something happened at the palace tonight. We have to leave.
You don't need to lie to me anymore.
What do you mean?
I know why you're worried, and I will respect the decision you've made. But it's okay, because I found a solution. I know how to end all this. You can have it back. The normal life you so desire. But until then, I'm afraid our wedding will have to wait.
Hai đứa này hiểu lầm chứ?
No, don't do it!
Chỉ là hiểu lầm nhau thôi.
Melendez!
Con này nó tưởng thằng này đến đây giết nó.
Let her go. You will find someone better.
No! No, I won't do it! I have to save her!
By what means exactly? A lowly pawn. You lack the power and the strength of will.
Do you know a way? Tell me!
Come to the palace. Join us.
Rerir, thank goodness we...
Step forth and take your share.
You made it.
Not you too.
Hatred or grief, despair or desire. We all have our
Rerir. Rerir.
Thlindis?
Were you daydreaming? You still remember, Rerir? That question you asked me a couple of weeks ago?
Oh. You mean the proposal?
Yeah. I'm wondering, where do you think would be a good place to discuss it? Maybe in the garden? Or were you thinking a fancy restaurant?
It's your choice. I will find you. And then you can give me your answer.
Thằng này tiếp nhận sức mạnh vực sâu xong rồi duy trì cái cổng này xong nhảy vào đấy tìm người yêu. Ok. Xong rồi thân xác bị tan rã. Được rồi. Trên hay quá nhỉ? Hay quá.
So that's how the Raker of Solnari was. A monster created by circumstance is a monster all the same. Viewing other people's thoughts for too long can get uncomfortable. In a nutshell, the story of Conria is what happens when the truth falls by the wayside. Everyone tells little white lies, and before long, you have a huge pack of... His past is filled with sorrow, but the tale of any fallen civilization is one of endless tragedy. Cruel as it may be, that was Conria's fate.
Hay nhỉ? Chuyện hay đấy. Chờ tí bật cái quan nhé, đi vệ sinh cái.
Everyone, I'm back. Can I get a standing ovation?
Ok, thế thôi. Tôi về rồi đây, cho tôi chặt vào tay nào.
Never! How are you holding up? Feeling okay? She's fine. Boss is a pro.
Yes, I'm fine. You will have seen the events of Rerir's life through my thoughts. It's now clear that he is just a regular nobody, driven by personal tragedy, as he said himself.
I mostly agree. There's only so much we can know about him. However, I would not consider rerir to be a nobody. He was deeply involved in the events of that.
Sounds to me like you're speaking in riddles again. Is this you urging me not to abandon the people of Nodcry?
That's not what I meant. Although I do hope you choose.
Then try to remember that I respond better to the cap now. As for you, Missy, you were
cool. So...
Patience. You'll hear the whole story, don't you worry. But let's meet up with the others first. Yehoda?
Yes, boss. Let me get that door for ya.
That's more like it. For a moment there, I was worried you'd forgotten about the first club.
Forgive my curiosity, but...
It says I gotta do the annoying stuff that boss is too lazy to do for herself. Like opening the door, pouring the tea, yada yada.
Is that right? If something is in the contract, it's because she willingly agreed to it. Rest assured, in any case, I've hardly shied away from my share of the work today. Hope I don't catch There's nothing I dislike more than other people enjoying themselves. Oh no.
Sorry to disturb you, but we seem to have run into some trouble.
Chứng tỏ vẫn chưa thoát ra được khỏi nghi thức.
Evidently so. Don't worry, I'm not about to leave you to fend for yourselves.
I'm sorry. What did you hear me say? I wasn't
Wait. How long have I been standing here?
Not long. You just appeared by the door a moment ago. Boss, what's wrong?
We've been tricked. We never left at all. Somehow I
Hallucinated? But how?
How indeed. This place should heed my will alone. All thoughts and actions that occur in here.
So you control everything in here?
More or less. But
has anything like this ever happened before?
Only once. It was the first time.
Is there any similarity between what happened?
I suppose my thoughts are a little turbulent.
Is there anything?
The first clause of your contract clearly states that
Meaning you're not feeling...
Meaning this is not something Yehoda can help with.
Boss, it's fine.
Oh, listen to you.
What? Really?
Yes, really. Where would I ever find another
oh, okay. Well, anyway, I suggest everyone finds, even though all this chess malarkey doesn't exist, you don't want to dismiss mental fatigue. Just...
Don't I have the best?
If we can find a suitable time, I'd love to borrow Yehoda for a day.
Oh, time to rally, everyone. Follow me. As we continue our journey, the same rules will apply. That means stay focused, and you have my word that I will get us all out of here.
Vẫn chưa thoát khỏi bàn cờ. Lần này gặp trục trặc gì rồi? Tên cung trăng.
This place looks familiar. That's not a good sign.
Về Sumeru rồi, lại về sa mạc rồi.
Time for a little...
I wasn't expecting visitors at this hour.
Oh.
There you are. Sinue's been looking for you all...
Oh, yeah? What were you doing just now, Uncle Retinue? Hiding away some more loose change?
What do you mean, loose change? Oh, come on, I'm too old for this. Just pretend you saw nothing.
Quay vào đây là gì nhỉ? Đây là ký ức của Nefer hả? Của Nefer con bé sống với hai ông bà này hả?
Hey, kid. Mind telling me what Sinohe's been up to recently? I'm trying.
Get in his good books? Why? What do you want with...
I've written a new song. I was hoping to showcase it at the next fest.
A new song, huh? I'd love to stay and listen, but unfortunately...
Well, there's plenty of time and I'm not going anywhere. See that pile of stones? I'll be sitting there warming up my voice.
Pile of stones. Got it. Hi, Dad. Uncle Retinue said you were...
Ah, there's my little princess. If you'd gotten back just a little sooner, you...
Spoils of war? Who were you fighting against, Dad?
It was just... I was talking about our war against thirst. I went out to fix our water supply problem, and now I'm back.
We have a well again.
That's right. I found a new one and brought back as much water as I...
If it wasn't for these blasted sandstorms, our wells wouldn't be caving in.
As the chief of our tribe, I'm supposed to be leading us out of hardship, and you know how prosperous our ancestors were. I've told you all the stories, and look at us now, squeezed into these hovels. No one would choose this, if it wasn't for the endless wars over the years. But things are looking up. I started working with some folks from the academia a few months back. They gave me some...
So you're the academia's helper now?
Special ambassador, they call it. It's nothing bad, okay? We've been isolated here in the desert for 2...
So, do you get anything...
Of course. My luck's improving all the time. One day, I...
Hay nhỉ? Subaru thời này vẫn nhạc của Dung Bình Trang hay thế. Phù hợp với cái tâm trạng của cái nhiệm vụ này nhỉ? Nếu không phải, nó phù hợp với tâm trạng của cái đoạn hội thoại này. Nó sao mà khó khăn, khó cần.
That's all well, and you know it. You stole from us. Well, you've gone from chief to thief, and now you have to face the consequences.
Lấy tiếng, lấy trong nước trong tiếng của bọn khác rồi.
Did you really think you could take our water without permission and get away with it? You're either brave, stupid, or both.
And that special ambassador act? Yeah, nice try. We spoke to the academia. They said it was... You're a liar and a cheat!
Đánh nhau rồi. Sao thế hai làng đánh nhau? Làng của Nefer này bị
I heard Yehoda gasp, but I don't blame her. Most people are corpses strewn across the ground. The wounds are clearly from scimitars and daggers. The desert... There's a handwritten note on the ground.
Halil, this is Sinuhe, chief of the Shimti tribe. Surely you remember, this is my second time writing to you. I assume my last letter must have gotten lost in the mail, as I didn't receive a reply. I hope this one makes it to you safe. I'm writing to you because I need some help. That sandstorm the other day completely blocked up our well. Praise the gods. The well of the Eob tribe was intact. It was my last resort. You told me to write to you if I ever needed help. You said you'd be my ally in the academia. I urgently need you to formally recognize my title of Special Ambassador and send some of your people to assist me for a few days. This is an emergency. Please send help as soon as possible.
Buồn nhỉ, cuối cùng mấy cái lá thư của ông này đều bị vứt vào một xó hết, không ai quan tâm cả.
Looks like this letter never got sent.
Yeah.
The writer died a grisly death, and the letter was trampled into the ground. What a ridiculous lie the surviving Shimti tell. Their whole village was butchered over a sip of water.
Sao mà chơi này nhớ lại cái hồi làm nhiệm vụ Subiru nhỉ, hồi đấy đúng kiểu khốc liệt nhất ấy. Map chỉ rộng.
Officer, welcome to our humble village.
Trưởng làng Aru, làng Aru này là làng của Candice đấy đúng không?
I thought you would at least have the courtesy to provide some respectable libation.
This is the finest wine Aru village has to offer.
Thằng này bọn giáo viện hống hách nhỉ. Thằng này thì vẫn đang bị nhốt mà.
The Academia has agreed to reserve a single space for a candidate from your village. But I remain skeptical of this entire endeavor.
Please, have faith. If not in us, then in our God. The child we found shows great promise. I beg you, take her away.
I don't
She showed up here a few days ago and we took her in. She's a really bright kid. Please help. I'm begging you.
So, where are you
Nowhere special. Just a sand dune.
What about the rest of your family?
Just the one. Correct.
So, no brothers, no...
Any who have slept on a bed of sand, I call my brothers and my sisters. Apart from that, I have
All right, get over here. Sign your name on the form.
Thế là được giáo viện thu nhận vào làm đệ tử, vào làm học trò.
Never.
Never.
You're rather fair-skinned for a desert dweller.
Đúng rồi.
Nefer, this term's assignments have been issued already. Please read through the materials thoroughly, conduct your own additional research, and then write an essay.
Yes, Professor, I'm aware. I just had a couple more questions.
Oh? Please, ask away.
Well, I saw the other students' problem sheets, and I couldn't help but notice that my assignment is much easier than theirs. Do you really?
A weak student? Goodness, no. Quite.
I think what you're saying is a weak student wouldn't have noticed the discrepancy.
You see, sharp as they come. You see things the way they are, and I'm sure you know why they're like that.
Because of where I come from. Because I'm different.
I'm sorry, Nefer. I don't like it any more than you do. It's just... Anyway, you said you had a couple of questions. What's the...
I wanted to check. If someone sent me a letter to the Academia, where do I go to collect it?
Ah, your family wrote to you. Well, as long as they put your name on the envelope, someone should...
Not exactly. It's not even a recent letter. I was just curious what...
The House of Dana, I expect. I know there's a box for unclaimed mail somewhere in there. Whatever you're looking for, that'd be the place.
Okay, got it. Thank...
Oh, don't mention it. Honestly, I feel like I failed you.
Hey, don't. You're a great teacher, and you do your best for all your students. But the rules are the rules. You're not allowed to teach students like me. It's not just the Academia either. The whole world bends over backwards for the successful and leaves the losers to suffer and die.
Oh, my dear child. Don't tell me you've given up on life already.
I haven't. I just think that if you want to make it in this world, you have to find a way to become successful. This must be it. A big Let's take a look. A dilapidation survey from Port Ormos. Looks like it's from a Core of 30 representative. This one was never even opened. I guess the recipient didn't care what the Core of 30 had to say. Who was it addressed to? I don't recognize the name. This one is addressed to the Immorta Sage. The title is Guided by the Incense. We became lost somewhere in the forest. All the in clinical terms, these symptoms fit the description of incense poisoning. The Immorta Darshan strictly prohibits the use of hallucinogenic substances, but I believe there are still people getting away with it. For example, my neighbor who always this seems like something the academia would want to know about. Why wasn't it collected? Wait, what? The note says, the sender authored this letter while under the influence of mushrooms. I would send it back. This next one is addressed to Grant. A few words of protest regarding in recent years, the academia has taken on a small number of students. However, it appears to me that these students have not, as well as receiving dumbed-down assignments and perfunctory tutoring. They do not even have full access to the education is the fundamental purpose of this institution. Which should go without saying, as Grand Sage, policy decisions are your prerogative. But do not forget your roots. I do hope you will give some serious attention to this matter. Great letter. Shame it didn't get to where it needed to go. And the sender is... Huh? Sage Cyrus of Spontamod. I didn't realize anyone else even knew how bad students like me have it in this place. So this is where letters from the Sage of Spontamod end up? Whatever. This isn't what I came... I'm not exactly holding out hope that a letter sent from the dead... I can't believe how much discarded mail there is. I don't believe for 1 second that any human being... Wait. Bức thư đơn giản nhất để viết trên đoạn giấy thô sơ. Dù là trong đống bỏ đi kia vẫn được kẹp vào hàm dưới cùng. Nó không hề được coi trọng và chưa từng ai mở ra.
Greetings, Halil. My name is Sinue, chief of the Shimti tribe. I don't know how well you remember it now, but I brought you in my tribe. Learning a person's true name is serious business. The Shimti tribe lives a harsh, nomadic existence in the desert. This brings me to my reason for writing. There was a terrible sandstorm a few... The Eob and Unut are descended from the Thamudians. While we trace our ancestry to Tulatala, we worship the Lord of Flowers and have had relatively good relations with our fellow tribes. I found a well belonging to the Eob tribe. They declined to help us, but when we met, you assured me that... That aside... The last time you were here, you mentioned that the academia had started accepting students from the desert. We have next to no resources here in the desert, and my power and influence are limited. Would you consider enrolling my daughter at the academia? She is a smart girl.
From the outset, the academia never took you seriously. Those things they promised were just empty words. I doubt they even remember the name Sinue.
Yeah, true.
And you were so emphatic that your luck had finally changed for the better. You swore you'd lead us to a better place one day. You spoke with such conviction. You liar. You lied about everything. You promised the world and delivered. And who fell for it? Just me, by the looks of it. Which makes you a pathetic liar. You weren't even any good at it. I think I'll take over from here. Let me show you how it's done.
Yeah, let me show you how it's done. Chuyện này cứ để con thực hiện đi. Câu chuyện này nặng nề quá nhỉ? Cái câu chuyện của anh rerir lại đến câu chuyện của chị này bi kịch cả. Cuộc sống khó khăn cả.
I just came to say goodbye.
Never?
I'm quitting. Something's come up in my hometown. Gonna head back and deal.
Huh? But this was a hard-won opportunity for you.
It was. But it doesn't matter. I have more important things to deal with, and they can't wait. Oh, and I didn't want to overfill my bags, so I left some incense on your desk. What's wrong? I thought you liked incense. Although, I did read—
Isn't this the stuff you brought from your hometown? You're just—
Yeah, I lied. It's not rare at all. There's this bunch of ruins near my hometown that are practically overgrown with this plant. It's not worth much. Keep it.
But never.
All right, that's all from—
Don't forget me, okay? I mean, we're more—
Yeah, I'll remember you. Again. That incense is worth a fortune, and it's a rare find even in those ruins. And as for remembering her, I have far too much to do when I get back. I'll be lucky if I even make it through this alive. But either way, I expect I'll forget you.
Quay về trả thù thôi. Địa mũ còn rắn ra một cái. Nhạc hay nhỉ? Nhái thế. Nhạc này phù hợp với phong cảnh sa mạc này thế. Rồi, vào đấy để dùng xem có biết nhạc hay không. Nói chuyện thủ lĩnh của thủ lĩnh của tộc.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Arif.
So, what does the Academia want? Since they've sent their special ambassador, I assume there's a big bit—
Please, sir, lower your blade. You're lucky I'm the one they sent. Not all. The ever-shifting balance of power in the desert reduced the once great civilizations of this region to rubble and sand.
Huh. So, you do—
This well is the perfect symbol of your strength, is it not? It used to belong to the Unut.
You're not wrong. But I'm sure you did—
Of course not. I came to bring you some records uncovered by the Vahumana Darshan show that a certain well currently under Iab control. I checked the map carefully on my way over here, and I'm confident that this is the well in question. The Academia is offering 50 million mora in return for excavation.
50 million? No, wait. If these ruins are as important as you say, 50 million's a little low, don't you think?
Don't get greedy, Iab. We know far more than you think. We know that you seized this well by force. Wasn't that the first?
So what if it was?
Don't worry. As unscrupulous as it was, it's something I hope I am making myself.
And I hope your words are the truth. If I find out the Academia is trying to play me, I'll hunt down every one of your people and...
I assure you, Chief, that would not be in your long-term interests. You see how I'm dressed, don't you? I appreciate that you've never been to the rainforest, But surely even you recognize an ambassador's... And what does a barbarian like you have to lose anyway?
All right, I take your point. The Academia is the highest authority in the land. In that case, we have a deal. We will sell you the excavation rights. I'd like to thank you, Ambassador. This is good news indeed. Excellent news. In fact, it calls for a celebration. Would you do us the honor of staying a while?
Gladly. I am partial to wine, so let's indulge in a few drinks.
Vui mừng đến tương lai của trên núi vàng. Sáng sau tin chấn động sẽ đến.
Chief! Chief, it's an emergency! It's the Unut. They've taken the well.
À, cái con này đi đến cả hai làng để khích hai làng chém giết nhau. Được.
What? Well, don't just stand there. Take it back.
Yes, Chief.
I have every confidence in the EAB's military.
Well, what is it?
The Unut's response was alarmingly fast. The day after we reach a deal, they seized...
I
am obliged to remind you, Chief, that the Academia will only deal with the de facto power holders. If you cannot regain control over the well, I'm afraid you won't see a single more...
No! Please, Ambassador, just give me some time. I swear the that well is ours.
Glad to hear it.
If there is a traitor, I will fight.
Wow. All it took was a few words and I've got him wrapped.
So, in summary, Ambassador, the Academia would rather negotiate with our tribe instead of the EAB.
The EAB are ruthless murderers who don't listen to reason. And now they have the gall to interfere. So let me ask you, Chief.
Kill them all. Of course.
Precisely. The Academia does not tolerate those who stand in... At the same time, there is simply no way that the Academia...
We have our own rules out here. If the rainforest dwellers raised arms against a desert tribe, it'd start a bloody war.
Right. We can't confront them ourselves, but we can support their enemies. The Unut have always had strained relations with the EAB, which makes you our natural ally. Weren't the EAB your allies once? You were quick to send them after us to protect your interests back. Let me be clear. The Academia wishes to collaborate with the legally
Say no more.
Good. Then I suggest, you see, Dad? Lying is easy when you know how. People will believe.
Này lồng cốt truyện của cả rerir và Nefer vào trong một phiên bản này. Hay đấy. Quả đen báo hiệu điểm xấu rồi. Biết ngay đánh chém nhau mà.
Look at yourselves. You may be vile, savage monsters. The monsters who destroyed my home. They're just ordinary I think we're even now. Maybe I've even done the desert a favor. Oh, Sinuhe. My gullible fool of a father. Perhaps if you'd been as ruthless as I was today, our tribe's people would still be alive. In this dog-eat, but you couldn't do what had to be done. So I did it for you.
Nefer, it's okay. All of this is in the past now.
I believe I remember you promising to remain silent.
Yeah, but even so...
Yehoda, is there anything you can do to ease the tension?
Alright, time for a sharp turn onto a completely different topic. So, anyway, that's enough of that. Feels like we've been walking forever. I'm getting pretty tired. Oh.
Yes, if we can find somewhere to sit down, I could certainly do with a rest.
Mặt chị này đang rất là cọc đấy.
It's not far now. There should be a temple just up ahead. Yes.
Really? A temple? I guess that's how things go in the desert.
Desert dwellers can never escape their destiny. Or so everyone said.
You mentioned a temple.
My biggest trade secret of all.
Ah. Then I'm guessing it's where you got your power from.
I didn't know you were clued up on it.
I'm no expert in the history of Sumeru, but since you come from the desert, I would imagine it has something to do.
Sounds impressive.
Oh, I know who you mean. General Mahamatra Sino.
That's boss enough for ya.
Sino's hardly a figure of obscurity, but I know about Sethos too.
What about him?
Well, he's not a small deal, let's put it that way. Please, this is the big thanks for your patience, everyone. I'm sure it's been a lot to take it.
Điệu múa của rắn và bồ cạp. Hay đấy, có chuyện này hay đấy. Chơi tuy cảm giác tuy chơi mấy tiếng rồi nhỉ? 2 tiếng rồi nhỉ? Chơi 2 tiếng mà cảm giác nó vẫn quấn, nó không bị chán. Thế rồi. Thần đầu chim à? Thần này là thần gì? Đầu chim là thần ra hay thần gì nhỉ?
My depth here. I don't have anything to add about. I want to do the whole name dropping, this girl knows her stuff thing too, but.
A statue with the head of a bird.
That's Thoth, the Ibis King, one of the 7 pillars of King Deshret. The legends say that he, the Crocodile King, and the Goat King were the 3 retainers of King Deshret. Let's take a look.
Mèo hả? Ủa sao thằng này thằng cò mà? Thằng cò là có mèo đây à?
It's just Ashru.
So, all is well?
Typically speaking, at this point, the world disintegrates. Then we find ourselves back in the outside world.
Yeah.
Besides, these are my memories. There's nothing to fear.
You're sure?
Of course. It's almost over.
Sao? Anh video rồi. Tụi anh em bây giờ biến hết cả thành mèo cả. Vãi vậy. Kiểu này luôn.
Knowing too much is always a death sentence.
Speak for yourself.
Ra. Được cái huy hiệu của Rudy ban cho cứu à? đi.
How repulsive.
À, dead slip. Anh không thể chạy luôn. Glomina cứu ra. Đèn slip xuống cứu, Glomina thoát teleport ra. Nhốt lại trong cái hộp luôn, không cho ra nữa. Chị này tí to nhá. May có cái huy hiệu của Dory đấy, không có to rồi đấy.
Timed that pretty well, didn't I?
Nghe phơ của này sợ sách mặt.
It's okay. I'm just glad no one was hurt.
Này đang phải hoàn hồn lại. Tí toi.
Paimon noticed you doing something too, Dainsleif. Were you helping get them out?
Of course. When I asked Nefer to conduct this investigation, I had a duty to ensure your safety.
Good to know your sense of justice is still intact after all these years.
I take that to mean that you saw the truth.
I certainly did. And thanks to your help, I also managed...
Whoa, really? How'd you manage that?
Well, to be honest, I sensed that something was wrong by using this fragment to probe into Rerir's past. Well, the monster formerly...
But how did he track you through your thoughts alone?
Rerir was a secret agent who reported directly to the Vinster King. He is an expert.
No wonder.
He infiltrated the chess set, read my thoughts, and built a new virtual chess set inside of it. That's why we weren't able to leave it.
Speaking of your chess set, it's quite a remarkable item. Would I be right in thinking you have some connection to King Deshret?
You overestimate me. I only have a connection with one of his... You all saw how this came to be. The Unut and the Eab fought a bitter battle over the rights to a well, all for the sake of the final blow to the Eab came at the victory feast, when an Unut assassin beheaded their chief right before my eyes. The remaining Eab fled, and have been scattered. Having gotten my revenge, I returned to my hometown, where to my surprise, the nearby temple was still standing. There it was. As I stood there gazing at the temple, I noticed a cat just outside. This chess set is my gift from the Ibis King. The chessboard within is made to the same specifications as the one in the mausoleum of King Deshret, and represents his power of piercing analysis.
Cái thằng vua đi rớt thì khỏe nha. Bá vãi. Phải như khỏe nhất trong đám vua đi rớt với cả hoa thần với cả thảo thần nhỉ.
With this chessboard in its container, I gained a certain ability to perceive hidden secrets. Every god plays favorites. Their hearts are as fickle as...
It is the same with all powerful forces, including fate itself.
If you're alluding to the Abyss, then yes, I agree. Gather the others. It's time to share everything I've...
Chuẩn bị úp sọt anh rerir thôi.
Thank you all for being here. As promised, I did some further investigation. The Rerir of Solnari, real name Rerir.
Okay. Rồi. Ánh trăng vỡ vụn dưới mặt nước rồi sẽ bị phá tan vào cái đó vậy. Này. Nói câu nào thơ câu đấy nhỉ?
So that's why he's so obsessed with the moon.
A tragic tale, to be sure. But it does not excuse his many transgressions. No matter how much Rerir suffered in the past, the fact remains that he is what we know today as he becomes more dangerous with each passing day. If left unchecked, it is simply a matter of time before all of Tevat suffers the consequences.
A question for Miss Columbina. Forgive me if this is presumptuous, But have you ever seen...
Never. But I have heard stories of something called the...
Miss Lama? Anything?
In the lore of the Frost Moon Scions, the moon is believed... The term Moongate is one I have heard before. But as it...
Then back to Miss Columbina. As a moon goddess...
Not at this stage, sorry. I do hold the power of the Frost Moon, and my strength is recovering well.
But there's more to the power of the Frost Moon than...
Yes. A moon goddess has the right to open the moon gate, since it is a path to the moon. But as never mentioned, holding hand right now, I need to conserve my energy to fight the rerir of Solnari.
I agree. Better to save your strength. But if you'll humor me for a moment, I have a bold conjecture of my own regarding the world beyond the gateway. I highly suspect that neither Tholindis nor rerir made it through unscathed. With the abyssal power he wields, no ordinary foe can touch him, let alone tear him to shreds. And yet, the wild hunt proliferates wherever his scattered fragments lie.
So your theory is that rerir was physically torn to shreds by some powerful force?
Makes sense to me. Explains why the wild hunt is so pervasive.
Without the power of the abyss on his side, he almost certainly would have perished the moment he was torn apart.
I could not agree more. The power of the abyss is most surely a curse.
It is a compelling explanation, and one that accords with my present understanding of abyss creatures. Whether the life form in question is primitive or advanced, this raises some interesting questions. That being said, regardless of whether my research bears fruit...
My pleasure, Mr. Albedo.
Hey! What is it, Dainsliff? You look really upset!
It's just... when I think of the man I once knew...
The two of you used to be friends, didn't you? I don't know if these words will bring any comfort, but... my heart goes...
Mine too. We can never know all the hows and whys of the way things are. The moon and stars are full of untold secrets and lies.
Those are the first comforting words I've heard in a long time. Thank you, both.
Well, I think this is a good place to end today's meeting.
That's very thoughtful of you, Lama.
Of course.
Sounds good to me. Take some time to rest and digest.
Okay.
Hey, is this a bad time? Hope I didn't kill the conversation.
Alo. Alo. Được rồi. Nào, tiếp nào.
Nice room.
Why not? It's just a hotel room.
If it's all the same, I'll just stay out here. I might not look the part, but I...
Được sự thế.
Anyway, Nefer went back to the curatorium to get some... Firstly, although she managed to trap the rerir of Solnari inside her chest set, there's no guarantee that the power of the Ibis... It's only a matter of time before he finds a way to break out.
Honestly, my mom figured...
Well, I asked her that same question. She felt like some kind of sales pitch, you know? The kind where you end up handing over Mora against your will?
2 days? Holy moly!
That remains to be seen. Which brings me to the second issue. Dainsliff is obviously conflicted about this whole thing. But given how little time... You have some history with him, right?
Okay.
Great. Alright, on to item 3. So, Albedo, Durin, and... We figured we'd bounce the idea off you first.
Oh, I was dying to hear this.
Alright, so...
What?
We felt a little uneasy about roping you into this. I mean, firstly, you're not locals, and...
Roping us in? Why would you even...
I choose my words very intentionally, I'll have you know.
Sir Varka, I have a few thoughts about this plan.
I'm all ears.
I think we can be more flexible with how the roles are allocated.
What? Không nói cái luôn à?
I see your point, yeah. But if that's... To be clear, I don't doubt your abilities. Far from it. I just want to make sure.
I want to do everything within my power. The rerir of Solnari is a truly fearsome opponent, and if I do my
Well, that tracks with what I've heard. Jean's mentioned in her letters that you're so diligent, as in, most people weigh up the risks and rewards in situations like this. But you seem to just... Of course, everyone appreciates a fearless pioneer. But all that aside...
Thank you, Sir Vark.
I should be the one thanking you.
Bao sợ quán luôn, nhiều tiền ghê. Chắc họ hại xung vậy của bạn. Chà, nghe căng thẳng ghê nhỉ. Trò chuyện với máu và cam.
This is a thorough plan, but I do have one last question before we take action.
Great question. Albedo's been hard at work analyzing rerir and the Wild Hunt. Firstly, from the earliest known confrontation until now, rerir has never displayed any ability to manipulate the dimension of space. Secondly, he seems to have a particularly strong vendetta against our group.